Hey guys, Arik is here, your Russian coach, and we continue with further Dostoevsky Маленький герой, a little hero. Please open your printed materials. If you don't have them, please open the link below this video and find the place where we stopped the last time. It starts with the word «но к моему счастью». So please find this place, and meanwhile, I'm just going to give you a background if you have just joined us. First of all, here's the only channel, as far as I know, that is focused on helping you comprehend Russian classics in the original. So obviously it is aimed at Russian students, advanced level Russian students who like Russian classics. And the background of this particular story by Dostoevsky, A Little Hero, is a very big party where near Moscow, where the narrator is present. The narrator of the story is an 11-year-old boy. He's present at this big, glamorous party, and another guest, a young blonde woman, is also present there. So those two meet at a theater show, at a home theater show, and this woman starts behaving in a crazy way with the boy. She grabs his fingers, she starts laughing, she starts breaking his fingers, etc. And he, while she did that, he was trying to not to scream, not to create the commotion. But finally he couldn't bear it anymore, so he screamed, and she turned away. Right at that moment, as if nothing happened. And then he compares her, and we finished with that, he compares her to a mischievous schoolboy who is doing different mischievous things, but when the teacher comes, he behaves as if nothing happened and is as if he is a very good boy. So we are starting from here today. I'm going to read to you first this whole part, starting with «но к моему счастью» and ending with «напроказить», the whole passage. So first, just listen to the music of the language, and let's see which percentage of the content you will get. Then we're going to clarify everything, and then I'm going to read it to you again, and you will see that you understand much, much more. Your Russian will have a very, very big improvement today at the lesson. So just listen carefully. Но к моему счастью, общее внимание увлечено было в эту минуту мастерской игрой нашего хозяина, который исполнял в игравшейся пьеске какой-то скрибовской комедии главную роль. Все зааплодировали, я под шумок скользнул из ряда и забежал на самый конец залы, в противоположный угол, откуда, притаясь за колонной, с ужасом смотрел туда, где сидела коварная красавица. Она все еще хохотала, закрыв платком свои губки. И долго еще она оборачивалась назад, выглядывая меня по всем углам, вероятно, очень жалея, что так скоро кончилась наша сумасбродная схватка, и придумывая, как бы еще что-нибудь напроказить. So, guys, how much did you understand? If not much, that's completely fine. Now you're going to get it close to 100%. Please take your pens, your pencils, and your printed copies. So look, но к моему счастью. Now look how it works. К счастью, you know, счастье basically means happiness. But к счастью as an expression means fortunately. And к моему счастью means fortunately to me, or fortunately for me. Yeah? So literally to my happiness. But in English, fortunately for me. Общее внимание. So общее means general. Внимание, attention. General attention. Увлечено было. Please underline увлечено было. And right above that was focused. So the general attention was focused. Мастерской игрой. So мастерский would mean like high level, something of a master, something of a high level. So мастерской игрой would be a masterful play. And хозяина comes from хозяин. Basically, it means the owner, but in this case, it means the host. So let's read up to here. Но, к моему счастью, общее внимание увлечено было в эту минуту мастерской игрой нашего хозяина. But, fortunately for me, the general attention was focused at that moment, at that minute, on the masterful play of our host, который исполнял в игравшейся пьеске какой-то скрибовской комедии главную роль. So our host, который means who, yeah, who исполнял. Now this word in Russian you can find in relation to songs, to theater plays, etc. And it means to perform. You might say исполнял песню, for example, to performed a song. But in this case, исполнял роль. So, if you have, you can take a pen, let's say like a green pen or a red pen, and to underline it as an expression. Исполнял роль, performed a role. Now, here they say исполнял в игравшейся пьеске. Пьеска, basically, it's a diminutive of pieza, which is a play, a theater play. But when Dostoevsky say pieske, which comes from pieska, it relates the meaning that it is not very serious. It was a kind of a comical play. And игравшейся comes from игра, to play. It means played. So в игравшейся пьеске would be in a play that is being played. And you will get it now when we combine everything together. Какой-то скрибовской комедии. So look guys, this part of the sentence depicts, it relates to the word pieska, which is a play for the theater. And they say pieske, like play, какой-то скрибовской комедии. Какой-то means some. Скрибовской comes from scrib, which is just the name of a playwright, French playwright. And комедия, comedy. And главную роль, the main role. So главную роль relates to the verb исполнял. So there, and исполнял means performed. Performed the main role. Now just follow me, don't lose your focus, and you will get everything. Но, к моему счастью, общее внимание увлечено было в эту минуту мастерской игрой нашего хозяина. But, fortunately for me, the general attention was focused at that minute on the masterful play of our host, который исполнял в игравшейся пьеске какой-то скрибовской комедии главную роль. So our host, who performed in the play, or in the play that was being performed, какой-то скрибовской комедии, some comedy by Scrib. So he performed there the main role. Now I'm going to read it to you again, and you will get it better right now. If still something is unclear, please write down your questions below. Но, к моему счастью, общее внимание увлечено было в эту минуту мастерской игрой нашего хозяина, который исполнял в игравшейся пьеске какой-то скрибовской комедии главную роль. I'm just going to translate it again. But fortunately for me, the general attention was focused at that moment on the masterful play of our host, who performed in the play that was being performed, which was some comedy by Scrib, the main role. Next question. Все зааплодировали, а я под шумок скользнул из ряда и забежал на самый конец залы, в противоположный угол, откуда, притаясь за колонной, с ужасом смотрел туда, где сидела коварная красавица. Okay, зааплодировали means applauded, so все зааплодировали, so everyone applauded. Я под шумок, so под шумок means using the commotion or using the noise. Под шумок. Because шумок comes from шум, which is noise. Шумок is a diminutive. So под шумок means during the noise, but meaning using the noise. Скользнул из ряда. So ряда comes from ряд, which is a row, like you know, in the auditorium, for the first row, the second row, etc. Скользнул comes from скользить, which is to slide. So скользнул is, you could say it as translate slid out of. So when he is saying я под шумок скользнул из ряда, it means I, using the noise, slid out of the row. И забежал на самый конец залы. Забежал means ran over. So забежал на, please underline, ran over to. And then we have the word zali, comes from zala. I think we already had it at the beginning of the story. And it's an obsolete word for a big room, a big guest room. So when he's saying и забежал на самый конец залы, we'll translate that as and ran over to the very end of the guest room. В противоположный угол. Противоположный means opposite, and угол means corner. So в противоположный угол means to the opposite corner. Откуда, притаясь за колонной. So откуда means where or from where. So откуда, from where. Притаясь за, it means hiding behind. So please underline притаясь за, hiding behind. Колонна, it means like a pillar or a column. Yeah, колонна, pillar. С ужасом смотрел туда. С ужасом means in shock. С ужасом, because ужас means basically shock or horror. So с ужасом, it will be even better if you underline and write with horror. I looked. Now туда где, it means there where. So I looked there where сидела коварная красавица. So сидела was sitting. Коварная. Коварный means, basically it means mean, but I will check, maybe there is more precise Russian word for that. Insidious, so that would be a good word for it. Insidious. So коварная красавица, insidious, beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful woman. So now let's read this whole sentence. Все зааплодировали. Я под шумок скользнул из ряда и забежал на самый конец залы. Everyone applauded. I, using the noise, slid out of the row and ran over to the very end of the guest room. В противоположный угол, откуда, притаясь за колонной, с ужасом смотрел туда, где сидела коварная красавица. To the opposite corner, from where, hiding behind the column, with horror was looking there where was sitting the insidious beauty. Okay? And I know that it's not the proper English, but it's more important for me that you get the Russian structure. So let's read it again and translate. Все зааплодировали. Я под шумок скользнул из ряда и забежал на самый конец залы, в противоположный угол, откуда, притаясь за колонной, с ужасом смотрел туда, где сидела коварная красавица. Everyone applauded. I, using the noise, slid out of the row and ran over to the very end of the guest room, in the opposite corner from where, hiding behind the column, with horror was looking there where was sitting the insidious beauty. Она все еще хохотала, закрыв платком свои губки. So все еще means still. Хохотала, we had this word several times. It means laughed aloud. Закрыв means, in this case, it means covering. In other contexts, it would be closing, but that's covering. Платком comes from platok, and it means handkerchief. So закрыв платком would be hiding with, covering with a handkerchief, свои губки. So губки is the diminutive of губы, which means lips. And свои relates to the woman, it means her in this case. So, она все еще хохотала, закрыв платком свои губки. So she was still laughing out loud, covering with the handkerchief her lips. И долго еще она оборачивалась назад, выглядывая меня по всем углам, вероятно, очень жалея, что так скоро кончилась наша сумасбродная схватка, и придумывая, как бы еще что-нибудь напроказить. So let's go over the vocabulary here. И долго еще, долго means a long time in this case, and еще means still. So you need to put 2 dots above the last ye, so that it becomes еще. Therefore, и долго еще, and still for a long time, она оборачивалась назад. So please underline оборачивалась назад. It means turned around. Оборачивалась назад basically means looked back, or turned around and looked back. But you can just say looked back. Выглядывая меня. Выглядывая, it's an obsolete word in this case. In other cases, not an obsolete. But in this context, it's an obsolete word, meaning looking for. So выглядывая меня means looking for me. По всем углам. Углам comes from угли, which is corners. По всем углам, in all the corners. Therefore, и долго еще она оборачивалась назад, выглядывая меня по всем углам, would be, and still, for a long time, she turned around, or she looked back, searching for me in all the corners. Вероятно, очень жалея, что так скоро кончилась наша сумасбродная схватка. Вероятно means perhaps. Очень жалея, очень means very. Жалея, жалея что? Please underline жалея что? Being sorry that. Being sorry that. So, очень жалея что? Вероятно, очень жалея что would be perhaps being really sorry that. So, очень here acts as really. Being really sorry that. Так скоро. Please underline так скоро. So quickly or so fast. Because скоро means fast or quickly or in a short time. Кончилась наша сумасбродная схватка. So, сумасбродный, I would translate that as crazy. But let me check. Yeah, crazy is a good translation. It's like crazy, erratic. So, сумасбродная схватка. And схватка means struggle. So, Так скоро закончилась наша сумасбродная схватка would be the so fast ended our crazy battle or struggle. И придумывая, как бы еще что-нибудь напроказить. Придумывая means figuring out. Comes from придумывать, to figure out. And figuring out. Как бы еще. Как бы means how. Actually, please underline как бы еще. And еще, again, you have to put 2 dots here above the last yeah, so that it becomes еще. Как бы еще means how else. How else? Что-нибудь something. Напроказить to do something mischievous. So, как бы еще что-нибудь напроказить would be how else to do something mischievous. Okay, now let's combine all together. И долго еще она оборачивалась назад, выглядывая меня по всем углам. And still, for a long time, she turned around, or she turned back, looking for me in all the corners. Вероятно, очень жалея, что так скоро кончилась наша сумасбродная схватка. Perhaps being really sorry that so quickly ended our crazy battle or struggle. И придумывая, как бы еще что-нибудь напроказить. And figuring out how else to do something mischievous. Now, guys, I am going to read this whole part again. And you will get it much, much better now. You will see. And you are welcome to share your achievements, your success down below. Just listen. Но, к моему счастью, общее внимание увлечено было в эту минуту мастерской игрой нашего хозяина, который исполнял в игравшейся пьеске какой-то скрибовской комедии главную роль. Все зааплодировали. Я под шумок скользнул из ряда и забежал на самый конец залы, в противоположный угол, откуда, притаясь за колонной, с ужасом смотрел туда, где сидела коварная красавица. Она все еще хохотала, закрыв платком свои губки. И долго еще она оборачивалась назад, выглядывая меня по всем углам, вероятно, очень жалея, что так скоро кончилась наша сумасбродная схватка, и придумывая, как бы еще что-нибудь напроказить. Okay, guys, so that's the end of the lesson. I hope you had your achievement in terms of Russian. And you're welcome for the next lessons. And we have a very, very big, program, very good plans for the future. So you're welcome to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Because then you will create some kind of framework for those lessons and your Russian will improve. And if you need one-on-one help with Russian coaching, with Russian practice, please contact me using the email below, because I have many, many years of experience teaching languages, different languages, not only Russian. And therefore, I'm going to be able to help you very, very well with your Russian advancement. Thank you so much, guys. I wish you good health and good mood. Ciao, ciao.